Hello and welcome everybody to another great day here at the Overwatch Watchers Brawl. For those of you just tuning in who may be a little confused as to the schedule going on today, we do have the losers bracket match 7 that is going to be the game between Gunther's Goons, or Gunther's Goons if you prefer, and Winter Solstice. I am your caster, Sir Waltham, and with me I have the dude Abides. The dude, go ahead and say hello to the people.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Glad to be here. Glad to be by your side here tonight, Waltham.
Certainly, and I am excited to see some fantastic gameplay. However, folks, before we can get into any of that, we do have an exclusive little interview here with, I believe it is the team captain, coach for Winter Solstice, T-Dad. T-Dad?
I am a little bit of everything with Solstice. I was one of the original 6 members from the team back when it started in June, and since then have kind of taken on the role of running the entire organization itself, over kind of keeping an eye on both the competitive teams as well as playing for Winter Solstice. And so I do a lot of the managing administrative work as well as some playing, though I won't be playing tonight, though I don't do any of the coaching.
Fantastic. Now, I see that you guys, as you mentioned, have been around for quite a while. What really kind of made y'all decide that this was a tournament y'all'd like to participate in?
Well, when it was brought up to us, we were actively looking for more tournaments to participate in, and it seemed like one that really fit our needs very well, and it seemed like it was pretty well organized, and so we went ahead and decided to give it a shot, especially knowing that all of our players would be able to play. We're a team that we base our entire team off of Team Synergy instead of Team SR, and so everybody on this team was picked because of their gameplay and because of how they work with the team, rather than just because they were the highest SR of the people that tried out, which is why you see such a wide range of people, ranging all the way from high masters down to, I believe, high gold, maybe low plat is our lowest. Go ahead.
It certainly does make sense. You definitely want to have that team synergy going on throughout the game. That being said, as you said, that team synergy definitely seems to be your strong point. Is there anything you've kind of realized that your team might need to work on or improve going throughout this tournament?
Going throughout this tournament, the big improvements, I believe, are to make faster switches whenever things don't necessarily go as planned. Being able to abandon plans and come up with new ones on the fly, things like that, and a little bit coming down to micro improvements with individual mechanics and things like that. But for the most part, everybody has those things down. It's just when there are weak spots within our team, it is on those individual aspects, because we put so much of a premium on synergy.
Absolutely. We certainly hope to see those things improve as the team goes through the tournament. And I guess finally, without giving too much away, what do you think we can expect to see from your team here in terms of gameplay? A little bit of a sneak peek, maybe.
Well, honestly, as far as sneak peek goes, your guys' guess is going to be as good as mine, because we are down 4 starters today. We've got 2 of our starters in and 4 subs. So it is going to be quite interesting. Our goal is always to have our subs still in the loop with what the starters are doing, so that there's less drop off. And so we'll see if they're up to that challenge today. But you can expect to see quite a bit of non-standard stuff. We're not a team that just runs goats over and over and over again. And so especially with some subs in, we may be going to some more comfort picks and making up some comps on the fly, as opposed to just running things like goats. Though with how comforting goats is to a lot of people, that you may still see it every once in a while there.
Well, I certainly do speak for at least myself when I say that I like to see some non-meta picks. But for the time being, I think we're about to dive right into it. T-Dad, thank you very much for this little pre-game interview sneak peek for Winter Solstice, and we wish your team the best of luck.
Thank you.
And now, as we are going to be stepping into this first map, the map we are going to be starting on will be Ilios, I believe. Now, the dude, what do you think about Ilios so far?
Well, Ilios is one of my favorite maps. I'm sure we'll see a lot of Lucio play with boops all over the place. Well is one of my favorite maps to see teams just go at it and see how many people end up just falling to their death. So I know Winter Solstice like to run a lot of bunker comps, so I expect to see, especially on Well, some Orisa Hog action. And Lighthouse is always a lot of action on the point. So excited to see what these guys bring to the table tonight, especially with all these subs coming in. It'll be interesting to see what they can pull off on the fly.
Absolutely. I talk a lot about how Ilios has such a wide variety of team combination picks. You can have the snipers on ruins. You can sometimes see a little bit more brawly comps, and the well, we obviously see a lot of pulled pork. But that being said, I do believe we are about to hop into it as we enter the game here. We're going to be seeing the first map come out. And it does appear to be the well. We're going to be possibly seeing a lot of boops come out here. What's your take on this, dude?
Well, I mean, as you touched on, Ilios is one of the more fun maps in the game because each 3 of the different maps are so different and dynamic from each other. So I would imagine we'll see, like you said, some pulled pork going on, especially with Winter Solstice being really positive or confident in their bunker comps. So, I mean, a lot of times on this map, you'll see a lot of those mirror comps with Orisa Hog, designed around a little bit of crowd control, but with some range added to it. So curious to see if hopefully we won't see mirror comps all day, but it sounds like with our pregame interview, we won't see a lot of that. So excited to watch this get kicked off here.
Here is hoping. And for those of you who are just tuning in, this is Winter Solstice in red, as you can see in the top right, I believe, and Gunther's Goons in blue on the left side here. This is actually going to be the first time I'm casting for Gunther's Goons, so I'm very excited to see what they're going to be pulling out here.
Yeah, so as we kind of expected with Winter Solstice, they're going to be going with, at least for now, it looks like Hog Orisa, and then we'll have McCree and Farah, so they'll be playing a little bit more range, and hopefully Anna can land some big nades. And then with Gunther's Goons, it looks like we're going to see nothing too crazy off from what Winter Solstice is running.
Absolutely. As we see the players start to get in position, the Orisa's setting up near that standard Orisa choke point area. We're having a little bit of a Farah duel between Lemon Squeeze and Vapori. Neither one being able to bring the other down. That pharmacy combo just very powerful if you're not able to get that burst immediately on contact. But it looks like Lemon Squeeze is going to get the boop onto Doomhooker, the concussion blast, able to get him knocked into the pit. That is going to be an early kill for Gunther's Goons. But however, it looks like with that, Winter Solstice is going to back off point just enough to allow the point to be captured.
Yeah, huge pick to start the fight there, but doesn't look like they're able to capitalize. So they make some space here with Gunther's Goons and see how long they can hold this off.
Absolutely. Vapori getting an early kill onto Lemon Squeeze without that air dominance. It will certainly weaken Gunther's Goons. They do have to be careful of this Farah now that she is contested without the McCree as seen on Winter Solstice's side. And it looks like Winter Solstice will start to take possession onto the point. Vapori breaking out the rocket barrage, going to be getting a triple kill, including the D-Mech. However, there is still going to be a little bit of contest onto the point by Gunther's Goons, but it will be converted by Winter Solstice.
Yeah, Winter Solstice finally takes the space they need to recapture the point, so we'll get a full reset. Doesn't look like we have any switches coming through, so they still feel good about their comp and what they're going to be able to do over here.
Absolutely, and we do see Lemon Squeeze trying to set up a little bit early off the far side of the lighthouse. Has that rocket barrage in pocket. Josh trying to dive on top of the lighthouse, trying to get a little bit. But in the meantime, Vapori getting 2 kills on Lemon Squeeze and Tracker Jacker would be very crucial. The third onto Josh. Casual Lobster finally cleaning up Vapori, but it might be a little bit too late. Theory Tropic trying to get the res onto their fallen companion, but it's not going to work. Asian Burrito taking out Same. And it looks like the Mine A7 not going to be behind any barriers for the time being. Asian Burrito going to be getting the Deadeye onto Casual Lobster. As we see the Coalescence come out, both support outs coming out for each side. Theory Tropic going to actually be getting the kill onto Lemon Squeeze with that Caduceus Blaster. You love to see some good old Mercy fragging. And it looks like this will be another repel onto the now attacking team Gunther's Goons.
Yeah, Gunther's Goons had a little bit of trouble getting through the choke there, and that whole fight honestly seemed to be a little bit staggered out. They might have done a little bit better to pull back, regroup, and see what they could do, but they got a couple more fights in them here to see if they can hopefully take the point back, which is definitely difficult on this map.
Absolutely. And we are going to be opening up this fight once again with a little bit of a Farah dogfight. However, Vapori going to be shifting attention to the Genji, but as Lemon Squeeze peeks their head out, going to get rocket barraged, courtesy of that Winter Solstice. Pharah, ooh, and a blade coming out from Josh, going to be getting slept in the middle of it though, going to be proving an ineffective ult for the time being. Same on that Lucio, trying to get some sneaky boops onto what looks like the defending Orisa on Winter Solstice. However, Tennyson will be overrun by the Mine A7 as well as the rest of Gunther's Goons, allowing them to recapture point.
Yeah, they're able to push through with a couple of ults of their own with Orisa bongos, and we'll see if Gunther's Goons is able to do anything with their own barrage and a Diva Bomb here. But this might be a little bit of a dry push to set up for one final fight.
Absolutely. Lemon Squeeze perhaps getting a little bit too far up, going to be getting killed due to the focus fire from Vapori and Doomhooker. And now as Winter Solstice begins to take point, they're going to be getting the yank almost onto the Mine A7, not quite into the pit, but they still will be getting the frag. Vapori taking out Tracker Jacker. That Pharah can now be in the sky a lot more easily uncontested. Vapori getting another triple kill. Casual Lobster going to be the last one on the point, however, as the Diva Bomb comes out. Will be killing Vapori, however. Casual Lobster falling into the pit, going to be the end of Gunther's Goons' push here for the time being.
It looks like we're just going to have a little bit of trickle here. Orisa with a big halt to get Winston off the map, and that should do it there as they clean up the point.
And it looks like Same going to be dropping the sound barrier just to buy a little bit more time, as Casual Lobster and Josh going to be the only hard hitters. Ooh, but Same getting a nice boop onto Tennyson. That is a lot of staying power knocked out for Winter Solstice. However, as Vapori drops that rocket barrage, looks like it's going to be doing the necessary cleanup. Doomhooker getting the hook onto Lemon Squeeze, not going to be doing the damage necessary, but it looks like the Mine A7 might be the last one on point, and as the overtime ticks down, it looks like, in fact, he will be.
Yeah, Vapori really able to assert his dominance and control the skies this whole map. It didn't look like he was checked at all. I think I saw him get at least 3 barrages, and each one of them seemed to have value. Really clutch sleep darts coming in against Josh when he bladed too. So awesome action on the first map, and we see Winter Solstice take the lead here.
Indeed, that means that Winter Solstice is now on the right foot. They are going to have to just win this next one to win this match.
And it looks like we're going to be changing up comps a little bit. It looks like we're going to be running Orisa and Zarya with Winter Solstice, but we're still going to see Vapori try and see if he can maintain what he's doing. And then Gunther's Goons is going to switch to May, it looks like, and we'll see if their McCree can handle Vapori's Pharah.
Absolutely, Vapori going to be staying on this Pharah, going to be getting an early initial peek onto what looks like the Ryan and the Diva onto the side of Gunther's Goons. And we're going to be seeing the flashbang come out of Tracker Jacker, getting the Fan to Hammer and a final headshot onto Vapori that will take the Pharah out of the sky. That is very crucial for the previous fight, or for the previous round winner. As Tennyson cleans up Lemon Squeeze, its kills are going back and forth right now with Vapori soon to be heading back out onto the field. Same doing their best to keep themselves up with that healing nade, but it will just not be enough, as Gunther's Goons are going to be the first to take point. However, the kills are coming out for Winter Solstice. Although they didn't get the point initially, they're going to be able to retake it now.
Yeah, Same lands some huge anti-nades, but Gunther's Goons not able to capitalize on those, and we see Winter Solstice taking the point, as you said, after a quick 9% game by Gunther's Goons.
Indeed, Vapori getting an early kill onto Same. No more of those nades will be able to land for the time being. Still does have to be very careful of Tracker Jacker, who's getting brought down very low along with Lemon Squeeze. A lot of the team Gunther's Goons going to be brought down very low. Perhaps need to just back off and do a little bit of a full regroup. Casual Lobster going to be getting demeched by Vapori, just being an absolute fiend on this Pharah. And we're going to see a lot of ults come out here. Vapori going with the Rocket Barrage, as well as the Hammer Down, and now the Nano Boost alongside the Deadeye that we saw earlier.
Yeah,
Overall,
I was go ahead.
Overall, a very convincing win for the defending team.
Yeah, surprised to see as many ults come out as they did, with the fight already looking like it was won with Diva demeched really early on. But with how dominant they're performing, it's not really hurting anyone. They're going to get these ults back pretty quickly. But we should see High Noon, Nano, and Shatter coming through for Gunther's Goons here. We'll see what they can do with it. And
we will absolutely be keeping an eye on that, as it looks like Josh going to be popping the sound barrier early. The Mine going to be using it to take out Blue Reef. That will be a good portion of healing gone for the now defending team. or the now attacking team, excuse me. And as we see that high noon come out from Tracker Jacker, does not look like it will be landing any shots before he's going to be cleaning them up before their worth can be brought to the table. Vapori then bringing down another rocket barrage as mentioned earlier. Casual Lobs are going to be getting the Diva kill onto Vapori with that self-destruct. However, it will not be enough to turn the tides of this battle.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Winter Solstice lets them get back on the point, but it doesn't look like they're going to give them much room to work with as they're pushed up pretty far for a good reason.
Agreed. We do see Asian Burrito on that Tracer, and a fat shatter coming out from, I believe it was Edison, making the Diva unable to get onto point in time.
Yep, and just as we thought, they would push up a little bit, assert their will as they did this whole map, and keep them from even touching. And of course, Vapori, who dominated both maps, gets play of the game here.
Yeah, overall it seemed like a rather strong game from Vapori, from the Pharmacy combo and team in general. Overall, so far, some solid plays from both sides.
It looks like Winter Solstice really knows where their strengths are, and it lies in the sky. Vapori just pulling the hard carry with the support of Mercy, and it looked like Doomhooker made it very apparent to send a lot of his bubbles Vapori's way. When you control the skies like that, there's not a lot you can do, especially if you're devoting all those cooldowns between Mercy damage boost and the Zarya bubbles. It's going to be tough to bring her down. See what we look like in the next map if Farah can do a lot more of that carry potential.
Absolutely. And speaking of the next map, the choice will be on Gunther's Goons, and they're coming out the gate rather quickly, saying that they want to play on Lijiang Tower, which if we're able to go to that map, it of course will be Winter Solstice to pick which side they want to attack and try to contest the point from. But with those King of the Hill maps, it's usually so mirrored that there's not a huge advantage one way or the other.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that they're going to try and pull for Lijiang, considering those are more of Farah's playgrounds. And given what we just saw, that's an interesting choice. But we'll see if they have some comps worked out that they feel pretty confident about here.
I certainly do not disagree. Looks like we are going to be seeing a little bit of a swap out. Tedison, who was, I believe, playing that Reinhardt for, if I'm not mistaken, it was Winter Solstice, now going to be swapped out for, I believe it's Crazy Cat. Will be interesting to see what those swaps lead to in this coming game.
Yeah, on a lower level analysis, when we're not looking at the whole sky, it looked like Winter Solstice tanks really just solidified the front line of the fight. With the constant pressure from the skies on the back line, there's not a whole lot that Gunther's Goons was able to do there. So hopefully, in between maps here, they're able to figure out a little bit of a strategy to see if they can, try to shut down Vapori's Farah, because he definitely went unchecked that whole map. So we'll see what happens here coming up.
Absolutely. And for those of you who may not have caught that in the interview, we do have quite a handful of substitutions coming in from Winter Solstice. Vapori being one of the starters we have seen throughout this tournament so far. So it's not surprising to see them performing with such a high level, really being a team leader for the rest of their group, to really just kind of open up as many advantages for the rest of them as possible.
Yeah, and so as we see some swaps coming in and some subs, hopefully Gunther's Goons can, like I said, figure out what they're going to do about this and maybe push it to a third map so we can see some more Overwatch tonight.
I certainly can't doubt or can't dispute that. I believe that if we do go to if we go to a fourth map, it will be that Oasis map. So if we think optimistically here, one team's going to win this. If, let's say, it's Gunther's Goons, and then we come to a tie on the third map, we might be seeing 3 King of the Hill maps in one night. That's pretty exciting.
That's a lot of brawling on the point.
It certainly will be. And for those of you who may not have caught it, we are going to be seeing the teams switch sides on the UI. So now Gunther's Goons will be in red. Winter Solstice going to be in the little bit more appropriate blue here for this round.
Well, and this map right here, Control Center, is, again, if Farah can solidify her position in here and go unchecked, she can absolutely wreak havoc. But she won't be able to have as much cover to use if they're fighting on the point. So it'll be interesting to see where Gunther's Goons tries to initiate these fights, I would imagine they're going to try to limit themselves to off the point so they can really utilize their space to control fair a little bit. And we'll see them. Gunther's Goons will be coming out with traditional Rhine Zarya. They're going to go a little bit of triple tank with McCree, see if McRight Click can do some damage. And it looks like Winter Solstice is actually not going to play Pharah right now. It's going to be May and Reaper with Rhine Zarya, and then we'll have Ana and Lucio bringing in the heals.
Certainly look forward to seeing what kind of performance we'll be seeing out of Vapori here, switching from that Pharah to that Reaper. However, as the teams get settled, looks like Winter Solstice will be taking a less direct route with Gunther's Goons kind of diving right onto point. A nice anti-nade coming out from Theory Tropic onto, I believe it was Casual Lobster and the Mine A7. Preventing them from getting any of that tasty healing. And Crazy Cat going absolutely ham with that hammer, going to just swing to their heart's content and allow Winter Solstice to take the point.
Yeah, last round Gunther's Goons was feeling blue, but this round they started off by being purple with that huge nade from Theory Tropic. Crazy Cat pushing up right away to land the shatter ideally to start this fight.
And Asian Burrito set that up exactly as you would want to in this situation, sectioning off the main tanks. Not able to get the freeze onto Casual Lobster. However, Crazy Cat able to get that hammer, or able to get that Earth Shatter, excuse me, down onto the opposing team. And we are going to see Asian Burrito actually section off Josh on that Diva. Josh just really struggling, and we normally see Divas get staggered, but this is going to be an extremely bad stagger.
And we've seen Lemon Squeeze switch off of McCree onto Pharah. So we'll see if he can get any value out of that. And they're just absolutely staggering Diva in the worst way possible.
Absolutely, so much so that it looks like Gunther's Goons are just going to go ahead and try to go in there and take the distraction while they have it. Casual Lobster getting the hammer down onto Crazy Cat. However, the rest of the team getting cleaned up too quickly for it to look like it's going to shift the fight in any one direction. Going to be charging out of there with their life. As I say that, a Maywall going to be coming up. Casual Lobster may not be so lucky, and Asian Burrito actually going to get the May punch onto him, closing that push for the now attacking team.
Yeah, it looks like Winter Solstice might be changing their team name to Stagger Pros after this round.
It certainly does seem so. We see Asian Burrito setting up to get that side wall again. However, Josh going to be peeking in the side door. Vapori quick to hop on them with that Reaper and really just cause some massive damage to the Diva. As we see the grab come out from Doomhooker, and then a nice anti-nade coming out from Same. It's not going to be resulting in any kills, however, as that massive Nano Rhine is just going to swing through the majority of Gunther's Goons.
Well, last round we saw Vapori carrying, it looks like Theory Tropic is absolutely asserting his will from the Ana roll with the major sleep darts and the anti-nades. He's just going absolutely ham.
And Casual Lobster going to be getting a little bit bold with that hammer down, or I'm sorry, it was Crazy Cat getting a little bit bold with that hammer down. However, it will be enough to stagger the point for Winter Solstice to get the first round completion.
It looks like we saw a lot of what we saw on map 1, and unfortunately a little bit one-sided here. Winter Solstice is just, again, asserting their dominance. They're winning the tank fight, and Theory Tropic just went absolutely off his Ana last round. So we'll see. We're going to see Vapori switch back onto Pharah, so we're going to see some more Pharmacy. We're actually going to see Asian Burrito go with Torb, and Josh is going to be back onto Genji for Gunther's Goons. So we'll see if they're running a little bit of a dive comp with Winston and Diva, so we'll see if switching it up a little bit works, but Torb is really tough with Winston going in, so we'll see what happens here.
Absolutely, and it looks like Winter Solstice is going to be the first onto the point. Will be Gunther's Goons taking the cliffside. A boop coming out from Blue Reef, not going to be getting any kills. Vapori taking out Lemon Squeeze in the Pharah v Pharah duel. Now Vapori has all the air dominance for the time being, only can be contested by the Mine A7 on that Diva. However, the Mine currently has a lot on their plate, as they are going to be perhaps the last one staggered out on this fight, while Winter Solstice is just going to have the one Mercy on point to cap. They're going to be getting very aggressive to push back hard here.
Yeah, they're taking their space, they're doing their job and what they need to do. And it's just more of Vapori starting the fight off on the right way with a huge boop to set the tone.
Absolutely, and we could see Asian Burrito putting a turret very sneakily up onto that higher ground, try to zone out the Pharahs a little bit. Lemon Squeeze and Vapouri having a little bit of a 1v1 or 2v1 in the case of the Mercy. However, Vapouri going to get brought back by Theory Tropic at the cost of Theory Tropic's lives as well. The hammer down coming out from Crazy Cat, going to allow the team to get a little bit of cleanup here. And it will be a continued hold for Winter Solstice for the time being, with the Mine A7 once again on that Baby D.Va, one of the last few standing.
Yeah, Crazy Cat just pulls off a 200 IQ charge on the D.Va to start the fight. And once you demech D.Va, you know, Vapouri is going to have an even easier time with no defense matrix to shut any of his blasts down from just landing unrelentless. So they still have not figured out what to do about Vapouri on Pharah.
And it looks like the switch will be coming out from the Mine A7 onto that Zarya. Perhaps they're trying to run a little bit more ground brawly of a comp. Fire strikes coming out from both sides, but Asia Burrito going to be throwing that liquid hot nacho cheese with the molten core onto the inner areas. And we are going to be seeing the Valk come out of Theory Tropic, trying to get a little bit of gunner action along with Vapouri, giving them a little bit of a literal wingman. Vapouri going to be taking out Lemon Squeeze, however, Theory Tropic taking out Tracker Jacker. And this will be an aerial fight that is going completely in dominance for Winter Solstice, while the tanks are looking to hold down the ground wars pretty well.
Gunther's Goons has one more fight in their tournament life, and we'll see if they can figure something out and push past this choke. We'll see what happens. They're going to lead in with the beat, and we'll see.
And we're going to be seeing Casual Lobster go for the charge, which is going to open up Crazy Cat for a pretty decent hammer down. And off the back of it, it looks like there will just not be enough members on Gunther's Goons to get onto point. Winter Solstice are going to take this map.
Yeah, and as we talked about for 2 maps in a row, Vapouri just absolutely dominant on Pharah. Crazy Cat asserting his will in the frontline fight with some really key charges, landing some huge shatters. Just, you know, a little bit of some domination from Winter Solstice here. You know, just not too much more to say. Vapouri, Crazy Cat, and Theory Tropic just doing absolutely everything they needed to do to win this match.
Absolutely true. And with that, Winter Solstice will continue to cling onto life here in this losers bracket. That will be the last, as mentioned, that we will see of Gunther's Goons in this tournament, although we hope they will join us next month here at the Overwatch Watchers Brawl. And it looks like we will have a post-interview with Theory Tropic. The dude, you want to go ahead and, I guess, talk about the things we can expect to hear on behalf of Theory?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to hear because I watched a lot of his perspective on Li Zhang. Some of the sleeps he was landing on D.Va as Josh on D.Va was trying to push in through the side to see if he could even pull them away from the choke a little bit. He just was keyed in on where the flanks were coming from and shutting them down immediately. So it'll be interesting to hear his take on how he thought those fights played out.
Yeah, I am definitely excited to hear their angle, their perspective from it. But speaking of which, Theory or Tropic, welcome.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey,
well.
Tropic, GG. Big plays on Anna there on Li Zhang.
Thanks.
So on the first map on Ilios, how did you think the flow of the fight was going? Because you were up there in the sky with his name's escaped me, your Pharah, who was doing absolute work as you were hanging up there in the skies. How was the fights going in your perspective?
I think the benefit of Mercy is, especially the pharmacy, is always seeing that top-down perspective. And what really held our game together was our comms, I think, and just keeping together as a team, calling out, targets, focusing those targets. And so that all went really well. And I was really proud of our team.
Yeah, you could really tell, especially on the first point of Li Zhang, you could tell the comms were very clear between you and your Rhine. The amount of anti-nades that you were hitting, followed up by just absolutely massive shatters, really set the tone early in the fights. And I watched you keep an eye on the flanks really well. You shut down their D.Va on a couple of different flanks on the outside with some really key sleep darts. Did everything go as you guys planned moving in there, or did you have to think on your feet at all, or did it kind of just go how you expected?
I think there was one ult that caught us off guard where we had to regroup, but other than that, we kept our comms strong. We kept our regroups, not staggering, and those unhealthy habits sort of things. And we were able to retake the point. And so Blue Reef really showed off her skills as Anna, and I definitely did my job in the air as Farah, with Farah. And we all really worked well. And Ted was our sub for our main Crazy Cat, and he did great as well.
Yeah, you guys really just showed how well you guys work as a team. I mentioned on Lijiang, you guys might have to change your name to Stagger Pros with how badly you staggered Diva after that first big team fight.
Yeah.
And then even Ryan trying to escape the May wall, just telling you, nah, bro, you're not going anywhere. So GG's to the strats that you guys pulled off there.
Thank you.
But congratulations again, and looking forward to watching you guys play here in the next few days. Hopefully you guys can keep fighting on after your loss, and we'd like to see more of you guys in the tournament. So keep up the good work, and congrats to you guys on a big win.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to keep on going. So definitely look forward to next game.
Absolutely. Well, GG's again.
GG's.
And with that, folks, it looks like that is going to be it for this Overwatch Watchers Brawl broadcast. Once again, this has been the game between Winter Solstice and Gunther's Goons. I have been your caster, Sir Waltham. You can catch me on Twitch, twitchtv.com/Sir Waltham, or on Twitter, Sir Waltham.
And if you want to talk to me, you can catch me on Twitter at @thedudeabides_B. And you can also catch me talking about Overwatch quite often on Watchpoint Radio podcast, which is on Twitter at Watchpoint Radio. So it was a pleasure, Sir Waltham, and it looks like it'll be the two of us tomorrow night. We'll be watching Rebind Shift take on Team Zonk. So I'm excited to see some more quality Overwatch here in the Brawlers.
Me too, and I hope all you viewers at home will join us for that game tomorrow. I know I'm excited to cast with the dude once more, but for the time being, everybody have a great night and stay safe.
Later, everybody.